What's going on, degenerates? I'll tell you what's going on, homies. Comic-Con 2013, San Diego Convention Center. I'm back. I spent 3 of the 4 days there. Obviously, tomorrow I want to stick to my sub Sunday and talk to you guys about everything and show you pictures and everything. And it was pretty cool. But I'll talk about that in my next video log. Today, or tonight, I want to talk about the Wildstar panel at SDCC, and also the party afterward. Toga. Anyway, so in the panel they revealed the 2 new races, the Chua and the Mordes. Chua are like fucking awesome. Like they're like these fucking rodents, man. And they're trolls and they're grievers, and I'm like, I want to play them. Can they play on the Exile? They're a Dominion. Fuck. And I was like really upset. I was like booing. I was like, boo, you know. And the panel was pretty cool. They talked about you know, how the story develops, the characters, the voices. They had the guy who does like the voices of like a lot of like the narrations and so the guy was amazing. He just kept doing the crazy voices. Everyone was cracking up. I met a few fans there. It was pretty nice of the live stream. And then after it was over, I went out and I caught one of the I caught the design director or content director. I think he's like both, Mike Donatelli. And you know, like I'm not really cool at like interviewing. Like, hey man, I didn't really record or anything. I just wanted to talk to him, you know. And then I asked him about like the 40-man rating, you know. And I told him like how much of a concern it was, you know, 40 people. You want to get 40 people together. Like, are the rewards going to be crazy for 40-man rating versus the other style of rating? And what I gathered from Wildstar is that, you know, the developers and the people who work on the game, they actually care about like that 1%, you know. And I was asking them like, are the fights going to be hard? They're like, yeah, the fights are going to be fucking difficult. They're going to be crazy. There's going to be some sort of, you know, there's going to be raids splitting into different sections and all this crazy shit. And it's going to be like a whole mess because they have the whole telegraphing system where like there's red circles all over the ground. And you can imagine like, you know, there's red circles all over the ground, and the boss specifically puts it like under the healers, and the healers spread out, but they can't heal the people. Now the people that aren't being healed are dead. And it's like all this crazy shit going on. And then I asked him, I'm like, well, you know, one of the things that I personally missed about raiding, and I went back to about like Burning Crusade, because he played a little bit of World of Warcraft. So I went back to about Burning Crusade, and I said to myself, I miss that feeling of killing Illidan or killing Archimonde, having the Tempest of Chaos, having the Bulwark, having that crazy Blood Elf looking, you know, colorful shield from Sunwell. I forgot the name of it. Bulwark of something? I don't know. Sunwell, Azeroth? No, Bulwark of Azeroth is my shit, all right? And I said, I miss that feeling of just being in the middle of Shat with my shield. And I told Mike, and I said, I miss that feeling of just having my shield here and saying, you know what? I'm like only one of 3 people on this server that have this. Look at me. Pay attention to me. Me. Look at this. Nowadays, you don't have that. Nowadays, no one really cares what weapon you have, what shield you have, what armor you have, what you just accomplished. You don't stand in the middle of town and look crazy. Now it's all transmogs and all this stuff. Not to say they're not going to have transmogs. I don't even know if they're going to have it. But he did tell me that, you know, like the 40-man rating will be hard, and those people will be rewarded. With what? I don't want to talk too much, but they will be rewarded, and they will be, you know, noticed. And I asked him, you know, well, what happens when like a casual raider comes to you guys and says, well, how do I get that weapon? And Mike Donatelli says, what do we tell them when they say, how do I get that weapon? And we tell them, you don't. Here's what he said. He said, you don't get that weapon. You don't get that shield. You have to work for it. You have to go out there and you have to raid, and you have to get on their level, and you have to have that epic feeling that, you know, you accomplished something. And I like that. You know, even right now, like with World of Warcraft, Blizzard has their own system. They're like, you know what? We're going to give the casuals everything that the hardcore raiders have, okay? And we want everyone to be happy. We want, you know, this guy who only raids 1 to 2 hours a week to have the same shield as this progression raider who raids 20 hours a week. But it's not to say that Wildstar doesn't give a shit about the casuals. I mean, we got to face the facts. The casuals run most of the MMO populations. But from talking to them, you know, he says we do care about that 1%. We care about that small fraction of gamers that are hardcore, because that's what's missing in today's MMOs, is that hardcore feeling that you've done something that nobody else can do and nobody else could do later on as well. But I didn't get into too much conversation about like nerfs or anything like that. And they were really cool. I mean, a lot of people like left the panel and didn't even go to talk to the developers, and I was just like, there was like a little crowd of us there, and he literally like stayed there. He didn't have to. You could tell like his friend was behind him waiting for him, and he was just, and he just seemed like he was very into what he's done or what they've done with Wildstar. He seems very like he's excited when he's talking about it. He just, it's that like me, I was trying to leave because, you know, we had to meet somebody for like another panel, and I was just like, okay, I understand. He's like, no, but you gotta listen to me, you gotta check this out, and I'm like, damn. And he seems like he was genuinely excited, because you could tell, like, you know, when you meet somebody and you could tell when they're being fake and they don't really want to talk to you, but they really seemed excited about it. And then later that night, they hosted this special like ARC ship event, and it was pretty awesome. I can't really talk too much about it because it was kind of like, you know, they were like, well, what you're doing here, you can't talk about it, and I'm like, got it. And I got to meet the senior community manager, David Bass, and he knew me. I didn't think he knew me, but he's probably watching. He probably thinks this is funny, because I was there with Dexter, formerly of Blood Legion. Fuckface, you guys know him as Fuckface. Love you. And we've been hanging out every weekend, me, my girlfriend, him, his girlfriend, and a few other people just hanging out on the weekends, having some drinks and shit. And that's besides the point. So he's there talking to David. I go up to him because I know he's the senior community manager. And he looks at me, he's like, Roberto Garcia. He's like, Towley. And I go, yes. He's like, and you guys at home, you're going to go crazy. He goes, you are the worst for NDAs, man. And I go, fuck. And then Dexter's next to me. He's like, yo, I don't know you. I'm leaving. And he just like walks away. I'm like, no, come back, dude, come back. And then we were, you know, he was busting my chops all night, man. He was busting my balls all night. And but he kind of understood, you know, like we try to tell him as live streamers, you know, we try to, you know, tell people about other MMOs that we're currently enjoying, that we are genuinely enjoying. I said, I don't even know you. You're not paying me to hype up your game. I'm putting my own hype into it because I enjoy playing it. And then he was like, you know, we're at our offices watching you stream, and we're like, oh, he's so right. The game is awesome, but what he's doing is a no-no, you know? And he realizes that, like, I don't say anything about the game. I don't tell you guys the quest, the abilities, the kind of questing I'm doing, you know, crafting, gathering. I kind of just tell people, yeah, the questing is fun. But he was a really cool guy, and he was, like, digging into me the whole night. But it was all just, you know, shits and giggles, and we were just shooting the shit and talking. And then I found out another reason why he knows who I am. Because I was also the first person to ever break the Star Wars The Old Republic NDA, and I believe he was the community manager for Star Wars when I broke the NDA. But we all realized that wasn't my fault. If you guys were there during the live stream, that was the time where like somebody sent like fake documentation to Twitch, and Russell cat figure guy, he got this documentation saying, you guys are now allowed to stream Star Wars. You can stream the Republic from level 1, what was it, to 6 or 10? And you know me, I was the first one on the scene, like, and then David Bass, he's there at his office, is like, what the fuck is Tally doing? What's going on? And I think he thought that maybe I snapped, and I just started fucking breaking NDA for no reason. But it was because Twitch told us we could, but the person who told Twitch we could it was fake documentation that looked real. And we were just laughing about it, and, you know, having a good time, talking about the game, talking about the rating, talking about, you know, I got to meet the people who, you know, after we were done playing, we got to meet up with the developers and have just cool little one-on-ones. We were talking to the people who handle the combat, the inventory. I was talking to people who handle the PvP, the CC, the styles of PvP. Like I said, I can't really talk about any of that. But it was really amazing. And You know, and he was a pretty cool guy. Like, I was kind of like, he saw me as like a chill dude. I saw him as like a chill guy, and we were just like, you know, we came to an understanding. And I'm like, you know what? I know where you're coming from with this NDA thing. I'm just excited. So the party was pretty cool. They had music. They had these cool little like Nexus drinks that they made. They were handing out tickets, right? What is this nowadays? Can you guys explain this to me? Like, at these crazy parties now, they give out these tickets, and you take these tickets and you like give them to the bar for a free drink. Why don't you just get a bracelet that says you can have free drinks? And I guess the reason they do that is to control how much you're drinking so you don't drink too much. But focus camera, woo, I'm back. And yeah, the party was cool. Me and Lula were there hanging out. I met like a few more fans there that are fans of the live stream. A couple of them were subscribers. I met a lot of people this weekend. I was surprised because it's like Comic-Con, and it's like, I don't really expect to meet people that watch my live stream at a Comic-Con, but it was really awesome to meet like over 30 plus people that recognize me, stop me, say hi, talk to me, you know, how you doing? Oh man, your shit's great, blah, blah, blah. And I like that feeling, you know, it's kind of like, you know, at least somebody knows who the fuck I am. And I met Lyric, but I got pictures of that. Now going back to the Wildstar party, they were giving out prizes, they were giving out swag, so for you guys, I was able to acquire about 17 Wildstar t-shirts. These are my favorite characters right here, the Granok. Is that how you say it, Granok? Let me see if that's the way we pronounce it. I'm here like talking about their game, and I have no idea how to say it. Yeah, I want to be legit. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. That's okay. That's okay. I know I'm saying it the right way. The Granok. That's how you say it. I had to look to the website because I had the website open. But there's a Granok on the front here. On the side here, it says Carbine Studios. On the back, it says Wildstar on the back. It's pretty cool. I got about 16 of these. So I'll be giving some away tomorrow on Sub Sunday. And we got all this other cool swag, you know. And they were really cool, just like, you know, talking to us. And I guess it's kind of weird because they're like the first developers I've ever talked to, like in a serious manner, like about, you know, we're excited about your game. Can you get us more excited? And you know, we all don't want to fall for a hype train. Hype train's the worst thing in the world. We build up our expectations, but like for me at this point, it's like, you know what? I've met these guys and they're cool people, you know. And you know, we exchanged cards and we just talked and we drank. We had a good time. I also got this is the best. They were giving these out as prizes, and I was ready to pay somebody $200 if they won this, but they were really cool. And this is, I don't know if you can see it. Can you see what it says there? Oh, you can't see the lettering. Like, it's a Wildstar bracelet. It's a Wildstar bracelet. Is it the lighting in here that's crazy? Yeah, it's like the thing. It's a Wildstar bracelet. The Wildstar emblem is there, and like written into the leather right here, it's Wildstar. I don't think you can see it though. I'll show it to you in a live stream tomorrow. But when you open it, it's a fucking USB stick. That's right, it's a USB stick. I think it has like 8 or 10 gigs. And it's just a bracelet, and you could wear it wherever you want. And I am not giving this away. You could not even fucking pay me for this. This is mine forever. Anyway, and then they gave out like these. They were giving. I got these cool deck of cards with like the Chua on it, and it's like a deck of cards that are like, you know, themed for. Let me see if I can, you know, themed for Wildstar. And it's like all, and this is like from like 2010. So I think these aren't even made anymore. I think they just have these laying around and they just brought them to the party. I got a Wildstar bandana. I actually wore it around today to through Comic-Con. Lula was wearing her Wildstar t-shirt. And yeah, regardless, you know, I can never force people to play anything. I can never force myself to play anything, you know, when it comes to games. I play every new MMO that comes out. We all know that. And then we do what we normally do. You know, if we like the MMO at the beginning, we keep playing it. We hit max level, we keep playing it. We try to raid, we see if we like it, we see if it works, we keep playing it. Now, the question that everyone's always going to ask is this a WoW killer? Is this a WoW killer? Is this a WoW clone? It's its own game, man. Like, these guys have been working on this game for, like, fucking 8 years or so. Like, it's their engine. It's their system. They custom built it. It's like their puppy. Like, they built it from the ground up. They didn't just take somebody else's engine or somebody else's style. Like all of their artwork. Like we even talked to like the girls who do like the art for the environment, the characters, the guns and everything. And everything is just custom built. And that's the best way to make a game. Is when you come out with a new IP, it's yours and you can manipulate it. You can do whatever you want. You control the customization of the game. It's going to have add-ons. The engine runs great, you know, and I can honestly say that I'm kind of excited. And though we're like really far away from actually playing the game to a point where we can live stream it, you know, I can say that I can see this as a game that I will play and I will see where I can go with it. I can never bring anyone promises because we play tons of MMOs and sometimes we always end up going back to WoW because of the WoW rating. But after having a conversation with them about the 40-man rating and the abilities and how it's going to go and the difficulty and the rewards, which I can't say anything about, I'm pretty excited. And I think other guilds in WoW, you know, are going to be excited too. And it all just matters, man, because all it takes, like I said, all it takes is just one group of people to exile out, no pun intended, and then we can just play a new game. And I think at this point, there are so many people that have invested so much time into World of Warcraft or any game that they play. People right now still play Final Fantasy XI or they still play EverQuest because that's their game. And they've invested so much time. But eventually we all move on. That's not to say that I'm not going to be raiding in WoW, because I always play every new MMO and I raid in WoW all the time. But I would honestly tell people, try the game out whenever it becomes available. Start reading up on it. Read the lore. The lore is actually cool. I sat there and I had a conversation with the guy who writes the story and does the lore, and it's pretty cool. Like I hope they write a book so I can actually read. I said I'm going to read. Just kidding. It's going to be like digital. I'm going to like... Anyway, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video log. I really enjoyed myself at the panel. I enjoyed myself at the party. You know, once again, like, shout out to all the fans that I met, all the people that I met there. To Mike Donatelli, to David Bass, to Troy, you crazy fucking bastard. And a bunch of other people there that were just answering our questions and being awesome. And, yeah, pretty much. And I'll be having another video log talking about actual Comic-Con. If you're going to be at the live stream, Sub Sunday, tomorrow, I'll be talking a lot about Comic-Con and my thoughts on it and the craziness, all the shit that happened, and pictures. I have over 260 pictures to show you guys. It's all like characters and shit. I'll tell you all the stuff I purchased. Can you see some of the stuff that I purchased? Oh, shit. Let me see. Oh, yeah. Los pollos hermanos. Okay, it's blurry. Why is it blurry? Okay, I'll just show it to you guys tomorrow. It's blurry. Come back to focus, please.